Welcome everyone to Monday Night Live.
It's a Monday, it's not a fun day. Oh, your week is just beginning. Started off right, it's Weird Blanks Live with the wickedest Monday night.
Hey! I set out a chair for him. Welcome everyone to Monday Night Live from Blank Coffee Comics and Records in 7 Points in Florence. I am your host, Adam Neal. We are so excited to be back for episode 4. Today is Monday, November 12th in 2018, in case you're watching this at a later time and date. And good Lord, do we have a lot to get to today. So let's start out by introducing everyone. Of course, we've got Mr. Drew Bumpus on the guitar right there. There he is. That's all right. Get your axe out of my face. And let's see here.
Metaphor.
Who else do we have? Oh, we got Patrick Alexander working the camera. He's had a growth spurt.
Hormones.
Hormones. And I'm totally doing this out of order because I don't have my notes directly in front of me. Yeah, it's all right. I'm already out of order. Let's go ahead and introduce the co-host for tonight. It's his first time on Monday Night Live out of 4 episodes. There's only 2 of us a week, so it's not that hard to do. Michael Hill, come on in, everybody. Michael Hill, say hello.
Hey, hello.
Wave to the people at home. You do anything I tell you to do?
All right, so let's put ground rules down. What can I not say?
Most things you normally say.
All right.
So, well, we're trying to keep this family friendly. Kids are still
Gotcha.
awake.
Well,
Let's see here. So we have a lot to get to today. First and foremost, yesterday was Veterans Day. And, of course, banks and governments had their holiday today. So from all of the Wickets to any veteran who's ever put on the uniform out there so that we have the freedom to come sit here and talk about silly stuff for all of our friends.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From all of us.
yeah.
Thank you for your service.
And unfortunately, also, today, our nerd world was forever changed. Stan Lee has passed away at the age of 95. Now, obviously, you are watching Nerds in a comic shop with a talk show. We are going to talk about Stan Lee. However, I know that that might not be everyone's cup of tea, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our usual format. We're going to talk about our pop culture. We're going to talk about our movies. We're going to talk to our guest, who I've got to make sure we talk about the guest here too.
Yep.
We're still going to do all of that. We're going to talk about Stan Lee at the end of the show.
Okay.
I know he's weighing heavy on our nerd minds, but we're gonna put him off to the end of the show because, frankly, I don't know how to end the conversation about Stan Lee.
I know.
So
yeah.
we're definitely going over 30 minutes tonight, in case you hadn't already figured that out by the last few weeks. Our guest for tonight is going to be Mr. Michael Henderson from John Aubrey for the Holidays. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are announcing our final show for 2018. It is going to be a charity show. It is going to be for John Aubrey for the Holidays. We're going to tell you when, we're going to tell you where, and we're going to tell you after we talk about a whole bunch of other stuff first.
All right.
How are you?
I am wonderful.
Are you?
Other than the news today.
Yeah.
That sucked.
It's if I didn't already have a case of the Mondays, I definitely did after that.
Right? Yeah, that was not the way to start the week.
It really wasn't.
He had a wonderful life.
Absolutely.
And all these people
And
are because
most
of
of,
him. And most
that's
of
why
these
we're
are
out here,
Yeah.
in case you're wondering about the visual change. That's why we're out here. This is where we should be anyways. Right now, though, let's talk a little other pop culture.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know this is coming.
All around the internet, they've Googled lots of stories so they can present to you Pop Culture Roundup.
He's crawling over
Yeah, I
people.
know.
the
Yeah,
other way.
that was,
My eye!
Okay.
cramped there.
So, man, I had a lot of stuff to talk about.
So wait, the song.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
It wasn't original.
Well, it was an original collaboration
Oh, okay.
between
I
ourselves
thought it
and
sounded familiar.
it was a collaboration between ourselves and Public Domain. So,
Public domain is
By Chopin.
Yeah.
speaking of, no, I don't have a good segue. But speaking of segues, We went and saw our friend Jay Sandlin in Huntsville last week with the hashtag Who Would Win podcast.
That was a lot of fun.
We've already had him on. We've talked about it enough. But one more plug. You need to search the hashtag Who Would Win podcast. What'd you think of the live show?
He lost.
That's mean.
Is that all you took away from it?
But mostly, yeah. But, no, it was fun. No, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I'd never heard the podcast before, so because I'm like technologically illiterate and I can't work podcasts apparently on my phone. So they were fun. It was fun.
I told Jay and his co-host James, generally when you go too deep dive on things, it starts to feel like history class and I tune out. But I can honestly say you, myself, and Stefan went and we were engaged and having a blast the whole time. So one final shout out for Jay Sandlin and the hashtag Who Would Win podcast. Search it out. You will not be disappointed. If you're watching this, you won't be disappointed.
And he did lose.
I would just like to point out none of the three of us are actually engaged to. He's married already.
Engaged to.
And he's not my type.
I don't know. I just forgot what he said.
Well, what did I say?
He said we were all engaged. Just like you said.
It's cute. I'm glad he stuck his head in for that.
Yeah.
That's why I just turned to him.
I thought Stefan and I had something going on.
Well,
just right here in front of everybody.
He hasn't been lonely long enough yet. Got to be lonely enough long enough.
I know. Yeah.
So, let's see here. Spoilers. If you watch The Walking Dead and you are behind, tune out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rick Grimes is gone.
Yep.
Not really.
Nope. He's
you are such the orator.
He's kind of gone. Well, I mean, he's gone, but he'll be back, right?
Rick Grimes is the new Terminator. That's what I just took away. No, that's not happening. Rick Grimes has had his last episode of The Walking Dead.
Correct.
Which I'm still partly skeptical of.
Yeah.
But mostly, he's had his last episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
However, AMC has come out and announced that there will be feature-length films, 3 of them currently planned, around the Rick Grimes story.
Right.
We still don't know if they're going to be AMC exclusives or if they're actually going to make it to theater. Personally, I'd love for them to make it to the theater, but it's probably going to be a TV movie.
Yeah, probably will.
But it almost seems like AMC is trying to build their own little Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think that's the plan. I think they're going to do some offshoots of The Walking Dead.
We've already got Fear the Walking Dead. There was something else in the works. I forget what it was. Oh, Rick Grimes is getting his own movies. That's what's happening.
Yeah, you kind of said that.
Okay. Well, it was a poor segue. We were both struggling, so I went back to it.
No, yeah, right, okay. Can we go back to the engaged?
Well, Stefan ran off with some girl, so he may be stuck. Speaking of AMC movies, Breaking Bad movie is in the works.
Woo!
Still unclear if it's going to be a theatrical release.
It's a theatrical release.
It's going to be
yeah.
Okay. Going to be for the theaters. So AMC Movies is making some moves, and I support them.
Yeah, I heard I heard an article the other day.
Yeah, you're technologically advanced, but you heard an article.
I heard an article. That's what I do. I heard an interview with Bryan Cranston.
Oh, okay.
And he's not sure if he's involved or not, but it's going to be a progression from the.
It's breaking neutral.
Well, spoiler if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, but he didn't make it.
Oh, well, they can do prequels.
What?
But this is a progression. It's afterwards.
That little old lady just ran out of your sticks, man.
Sorry. But yeah, it's a continuation of some of the other stories.
Okay, so Breaking Bad.
So he may or may not be in it. He said.
All right.
From his mouth.
But we do know Rick Grimes will be in 3 movies.
Yes.
Currently.
Know that, yeah.
Currently planned for that.
Yeah.
People's Sexiest Man has been announced.
Now, he's beautiful.
I am.
I was waiting for one of you to walk in.
I didn't want you to say you came in here for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Idris Elba.
That's Idris Elbow.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, right there. That's his
Idris Elbow. People's Sexiest Man is Idris Elba. How do you feel about that?
He's a delightful man.
If it wasn't him, who would you have picked?
Stefan Passmore.
That's right.
Such a weak, easy answer, but I still support it.
I'm trying to win him back.
Trying to keep the engagement from being called off.
Exactly. I'm trying to win him back.
The thrill is gone.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Super Mario Brothers fan?
No. No, I've never played Super Mario Brothers in my life. sorry. I'm playing.
What?
I'm playing Red Dead Redemption
No!
2 right
Oh,
now.
no,
though.
no.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that.
You can't honestly tell me you've never played Super Mario Brothers.
I can honestly tell you I've never
Get
played Super
out
Mario
of my
Bros.
set. Get off my set.
I never had a Nintendo.
That's still no excuse. There's like 700 other ways you could have played Mario.
Back when
You've played no Marios ever?
I've played Mario before. I've never played Super Mario Kart.
You added the cart.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played that.
I'm just kidding. I need those. Let's see here. Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
has an animated movie in the works from Illumination Studios, the same folks who did Minions.
Uh-huh.
So I'm assuming all the turtles are going to go be-doo, be-doo, be-doo.
I've never played Minions either.
We didn't do a lot of prep time for the show. It's improv.
Hey,
We're live.
you-
We're live, pal.
You told me I couldn't say most of the stuff I normally say, so...
So you're sticking with yep and nope.
Yep, I know.
Super Mario Brothers. Now here's the difference. So a lot of I forget my source on this. I read an interview with someone, and they pointed out. Shut up. I am not a professional journalist.
You heard an article? Did you hear an article?
I heard an article one time
He's lying.
in a podcast magazine. They said the reason they thought the first Mario Brothers was not exactly highly favored,
Right.
the movie, was because they did not work with the original creator. However, Illumination Studios has been working with Miyamoto, the original Mario designer and producer. So, me personally, before I had the Marvel shoes, I had Mario shoes because I'm an adult, damn it. And I'm excited about it.
Good. I'm not.
I
I don't care about Super Mario Brothers, quite frankly.
My
but
goodness.
But I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do. Apparently, Adam,
Talk show, man.
Adam loves it.
I mean, there's ones of people
kids.
watching us right now.
Yeah.
Threes.
Huh?
Threes.
Threes of
Threes
people.
of people.
Hi, three. Shrek is being
If you want to
rebooted.
talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm all
There's a
there all day
section.
long. Okay.
There's a section coming,
All right.
but we've only got
We just
30
doubled
minutes.
it.
We doubled. Look at that. Look at that. When he gets
people
Stefan
that
back
don't-
in here,
apparently it's
every
people
time
that
he
don't
shows
like
up,
Mario.
people just. Shrek is being rebooted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not ruin Shrek.
Yeah. Why would you
Shrek
reboot it?
To me, seems to be the only, and I know there's going to be 1,000 people named Jay Sandlin who tell me how I'm wrong, but Shrek seemed to be the most original, non-normal fairy tale I've ever heard.
Yeah, especially about a green ogre in the swamp
And a donkey!
and a donkey. Yeah, no, it was great. The Shrek should not be.
I don't-
I mean, it really shouldn't. It was great.
I'll support it probably on
Me too.
Redbox, probably.
Yeah.
But Shrek is being rebooted. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, Puss in Boots is too, I think.
Yeah,
Both
but
of them.
it's an offshoot.
Yeah, I know.
It's a tangential. Toy Story 4 has just released their first teaser trailer.
Okay.
All your favorite characters are back.
Yeah.
I suppose you haven't seen it yet.
No, I have seen Toy Story. Yes.
I meant the teaser for Toy Story 4.
No, I have not seen it.
So Toy Story 4, the teaser trailer has Buzz and Woody and Jessie and Slinky and all of them in a line, and then all of a sudden there is a plastic spork
Uh-huh.
with well, what do they
Pipe
call
cleaners.
it? Pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaner face.
Yeah.
Looking at the camera, going, "I'm not a toy. I don't belong here." And apparently his name is Forky. Toy Story 4
Is about Forky?
with Forky. Number one, J.C. Hester is proving that all those theater warm-ups came in handy for us. Orky, Porky, Dominorky.
I mean, you're not. Yeah,
Don't
that's-
forget
that-
Toy Story Forky.
That's true. What you just said. That
Yeah,
there's a Toy Story 4 with a
You didn't even think that part was true?
fork.
A spork named Forky.
Okay.
Hollywood, we're with you.
Yeah,
We're going to
hey.
see what happens.
It'll make $1 bajillion, I'm sure.
Yeah, we had so much to get to, so a lot of these are one-offs, so
Email.
we'll stick to these yeps and nopes. All
I'm
right.
good.
Venom has passed Justice League at the worldwide box office.
Yep.
A bad Marvel movie, still better than a DC movie.
Which really hurts my heart. That it's.
I'm not even a DC guy, and that just seems wrong.
I'm a DC guy, and it is very wrong. Justice League should do better than Venom. I like Venom too, but Justice League. Come on.
Or Wonder Woman.
Aquaman. Aquaman's about to come out.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Needs to.
but mostly gentlemen, say goodbye to your wives. Go ahead, turn to them right now. Say bye, wife. Bye, wife. Chip and Joanna Gaines are in talks to have their own TV network. The stars of Fixer Upper are going to get their own TV network. My wife is never going to turn off Chip and Joanna Gaines. And you know what makes it worse? I got in trouble because Joanna Gaines is kind of hot, and I commented on it, and then I got in trouble about it.
Yeah. You shouldn't do that in front of your wife.
No.
Korean Pocahontas is pretty.
Korean Pocahontas.
What?
That's all kinds of.
That was so confusing. I'm not even sure it's actually racist.
It's not!
It feels
It's
racist.
not!
That felt bad. I mean, that felt like that should be edited out.
Judges,
I need a shower.
It's not racist. She looks like Pocahontas, but she's actually Korean.
Can you paint
It's
with all the
actually-
colors of the wind, and can you cook me that dog? That would be racist.
There we went. There it went. Yeah.
Just keep eating your egg drop soup.
Yeah.
Has anyone watched? Have you watched? Oh, this is a yep or nope question. Have you watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix?
Yes!
Stefan has.
I have.
Come here.
all right.
Come here.
He was talking about
Squeeze
the
in
other
for a
day.
second.
All
Okay.
right.
So you've watched Sabrina.
I've watched it, and I love it.
The wife and I have tried 6 times, and we're still on episode 2 because we keep falling asleep.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You two are
Why, is it just
soulless
boring?
brats, man.
So no,
I'm
we
serious.
have we have children, so
Hey,
it's tough.
didn't the Satanic Church sue them
Yes,
over a
they're
statue?
threatened-
or
yeah.
something?
$50 million.
Over the 150.
150.
Yes, 150 million.
150.
On the,
We
for
should be
the,
engaged. New York City.
the statue of Greendale. The statue of the Baphomet
Bless
is in the school is basically an exact replica of what sits in the Satanic. Yeah.
Okay, now number one, let's never mind the fact that a satanic cult is suing someone.
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
laughable.
Well,
Number two,
Hey.
Well, lawyers.
if it is a quote unquote accurate depiction of what's the name?
the Baphomet.
If it is an accurate depiction, it's not really ripping off if that's what it is.
Well,
Look,
yes and no.
Here's a
because-
sandwich in
okay,
Sabrina.
I know.
I made that sandwich.
All right,
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
think of it. You have to
No,
think
I
of it
get
like
that.
this.
That's
You
what
have to
I
think of it like this.
Pay attention, Jay.
If you started a club and
I did.
you created your own version of like a symbol that
Superman.
existed. Well, no, that's copyrighted already. An uncopyrighted
Like-
some symbol of something like that. Your specific unique version of that belongs to you. The rights to that, the copyright of that
Like
belongs
Zeus.
to you.
If you
Yes.
were to make your version of Zeus.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Or how
exactly.
Supernatural has a version of
Yeah.
every ghost ever.
Basically, yes. So, and then if someone took your design for your statue of Zeus,
Right.
and used it someplace else, then you could absolutely sue that because you own that unique figure.
That's what they're saying. It's misuse.
It's
Yeah.
misuse of
Misuse of-
their
yeah.
statue.
I'm not inviting any hexes or anything, but if you have to create a version of what you're worshiping, might not be the right thing.
I mean, but is it okay? So they created this version of it. Is there a version that they can draw from?
Well, I mean, there's probably
Yeah.
like
There's split photos of it on the internet.
Yeah,
of the one that they have.
Yeah.
It is the same pose.
identical.
It is just like it.
yeah, there's no question about it. You saw it, it's identical.
So no Sabrina
one at Walmart,
Witch
too.
season 2, huh?
Well, no, I mean they're going to probably get their second season. It's
Teenage
just
witches,
whether or not they have to.
Sabrina, teenage
First of all,
witches
They've
named
announced a
Sabrina.
Christmas episode already.
Yeah.
They're doing a Christmas.
So they may end up having to.
Wait,
either,
I'm not kidding. But actually, for them, it's the winter solstice.
Yeah.
Good point.
You're screwing with me.
Sabrina, the teenage witch, sued by satanic cult, announces Christmas episode.
Winter
concerning
solstice.
Winter solstice
solstice.
episode.
I
Yeah.
misspoke.
All right, whoa. Okay. So Toy Story
Stan, do
4
you see
has
what
a
you left?
stork,
Yeah.
and Sabrina the
Name
Teenage
Forky.
Witch has a Christmas episode.
Yes.
With the satanic cult lawsuit.
Yes. It's a coven, not a cult.
I'm being pumped right now.
No.
No, you're actually engaged to
This is
Stefan.
real.
That's real.
No, that's not
I'm
real.
a
is
Universal
not
Life Church
I,
minister.
you are.
Yes.
You could do that right
Really?
here.
I could marry you guys
very
right now.
in a very special episode
Hey, Alex.
of Monday
All right,
Night
bud.
Live.
It's, one more thing. Fantastic Four had an unreleased movie
Ooh,
in 1994, directed by Roger Corman.
It's glorious.
Have you seen it?
I have seen
Then
parts
it
of
was
I've not
unreleased.
seen the
How
whole-
did you see
I've
it?
seen snips of it. I'm not saying the whole
Well,
movie.
the full thing has been released on YouTube. Have you already watched it?
I watched it like years ago.
Yeah, it's been out.
So
I
it's
mean,
been available somewhere before.
Everybody's.
It wasn't released at the theaters. Or
But now it's been released to YouTube. You can watch the full unreleased Fantastic Four movie, and if the Wickets can find the time, we plan on doing a watch along with it.
It's still better than that last.
Oh,
yeah,
that last
Justice
I
League?
agree. No,
No,
last
Fantastic
Fantastic Four.
movie. Yeah,
They took the word fantastic out of it legally.
yeah.
No, that one was much better than the last one. Let's see here.
Somebody should be suing them for that movie. The Satanic Church should be suing them for Fantastic Four. That last one.
They are at their Christmas party.
It's winter solstice! Speaking of movies, let's talk about flicks, baby.
Oh, good enough. Haven't we been talking about movies? Let's talk about flicks, baby. Let's talk about what we'll see. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things in movies. Let's talk about flicks.
I just got axed.
I know what that song is.
That was the
You do?
Yeah.
You understood that reference.
I got that reference.
You understood that reference.
Yeah.
So let's talk about well, I can't even say theater. Yeah, we're talking about flicks. Don't pull at threads, Drew. Come on. Let's talk about flicks. Let's talk about opening this week at the theater. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yep.
Know anything about Harry Potter?
Do you not like it?
Nope.
Okay. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I saw them all the Harry Potters. I didn't watch. I tried to watch Fantastic Beasts, the first
Did
one.
you fall asleep?
I did. I couldn't make it through it. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Alex, you want to come in and give us what
you
is the
Harry
Crimes of
Potter?
Grindelwald?
Yes, we've actually been watching all the trailers and all this stuff. My wife's a huge fan of all the J.K. Rowling works and everything. So yes, we're very excited for this.
Okay.
What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts is the second, or Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald is the second movie in a 5 film arc that is sort of about. This one will introduce Jude Law as young Dumbledore. And everybody's talking about him as hot Dumbledore, sexy Dumbledore, Yumbledore. That he will. I didn't make that up. That's on the internet.
Dumbledore and Korean Pocahontas coming to a theater near you.
And so this one actually introduces him into the Newt Scamander storyline, and he will be in, I think, the remainder of these 5, and it will lead up to his duel with Grindelwald.
And these are 5 prequels to how many Harry Potter movies?
8 movies, 7 books.
15.
150,
Lord.
yes, and a theme park.
Okay. Actually, you might hang on. You might be able to help with this next one also. Releasing on Netflix on Friday, the November the 16th, is the Kaminsky Method, a Netflix series. No, stay. Wait. You had the theater training, I think. This is a Netflix series from creator Chuck Lorre of 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, with Alan Arkin and Michael Douglas about. Tell me the name. Stanley Kaminsky. Acting. I'm trying to use you because Stefan's already been here. Stefan knows more.
About what?
Stanley Kaminsky. Isn't he the guy that essentially created method acting?
No, that's
He's the guy.
Stanislavski!
Stanley Kaminsky's like he has the
Stanislavski!
no, yeah.
Say it at the same time.
Stanislavski!
One more time. Stanley Kaminsky.
No,
It's pretty close.
the Kaminsky guy owned the White Sox in
I
like
think-
1912.
No,
Oh!
he built a park.
That's
So did Joe Rowling.
Okay, well, just kidding.
So
I
that's
believe
not
it.
what you thought it was.
wow.
No, no. That's a legit name though, right?
Stanley Kaminsky?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the.
Okay, well, okay, then what did Kaminsky do? That's what I'm asking.
He owned the White Sox.
Do you remember a couple of episodes ago when you said you had toddler brain? You have never toddler brain.
Kaminsky
so
Park
much
is the park
as
you're talking
your toddler
about.
brain in
Oh
your
my
life.
Okay, say the name one more time. Stanley Kaminsky. It's the same thing. Okay. Well, you could probably comment on this one
Michael
too.
Douglas is in it.
Yeah, it ought to be good.
And Alan Arkin. I like him
Yeah,
too. It'll be a good show. Just watch it.
It's just not about.
Just
Now
trying
we
to
don't know
share
what it's
something
about.
on Netflix. It's about acting.
not baseball.
Thought that I don't know much about the sports balls.
Last thing I saw
Let's say that.
Alan Arkin in was The Muppets 2011, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I enjoyed him in Get
He was,
Smart
in,
also.
he was in Little Miss Sunshine. He was good in that.
He was good in that also. November 22nd, The Christmas Chronicles releasing on Netflix. from the Harry Potter production team,
Oh, okay. So they're the
starring Kurt Russell.
Yes.
right. I've seen a couple of clips.
Once
of that
again,
on
Santa
YouTube.
Claus is in trouble and kids have to help him. However, it's Kurt Russell,
Yeah, he's not
and
in
it's
that much trouble.
Netflix,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure they're good.
It's Escape from the North Pole.
I think whoever's
He puts on the
got
iPad.
Santa in trouble is in trouble. In this one.
His ego is huge. All right, yeah, that's good.
I
Sorry.
get it.
All right, thanks.
Ego.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
understood that
Yeah, I
reference
got
too?
it. Yeah.
We're doing good here.
I
November 23rd, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
I'm gonna wreck it. I didn't realize how many issues I'm gonna give the second kid, naming him Felix, because we're gonna watch that movie.
Yeah, the first one was great.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Also on
This one-
November
this one was
23rd.
good, too. I would imagine. What?
Sure. Also, did you understand the reference in the first Wreck-It Ralph when he met Super Mario?
Probably not.
My heart breaks. November 23rd, Creed 2 comes out.
That's
Creed
the
2.
Creed music?
Wow. They changed the theme song.
That's not near as inspiring as I expected.
They changed the theme song to Creed.
Creed 2
It's me, your champion.
has Creed fighting
Koopa.
Drago's son.
A Koopa Troopa?
Yeah, King Koopa.
I
Creed is fighting
Ivan
King
Drago's
Koopa.
son.
Drago's
I didn't
son.
watch the Rocky
Yes,
movies either.
Ivan Drago's son.
Ivan
yes.
Drago's son.
Yes.
I didn't watch the Rocky movies either.
Any of them?
No.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Then you are under. You have no right to make fun of him for
Don't
Mario
say-
anything.
yeah, 'cause-
You shut your mouth.
Okay,
Rocky.
how many people are watching right now, Patrick?
8.
Really?
8 people. I am begging you to vote Mario or
The
what-
Italian
Rocky.
stallion.
Wow.
The Italian plumber or the Italian stallion.
Wow.
I am begging you.
Oh,
8
nice.
people
Nice,
voting
by the way,
right now.
nice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
One person appreciates
Yeah,
it.
that was great.
Italian
That's good.
stallion.
It's a showdown in Sicily.
The Italian stallion versus the Italian plumber. I am begging
Is
you.
that
8 people
racist,
right
dude?
now.
When
Yeah.
he,
No, you just called him that.
Okay.
when he
Jeez.
punches him, he goes, "Wow!"
It's like Alex is over there being racist against like every culture.
No, he's not.
Like, yeah, the Italians are gonna come. They're gonna
Yeah,
put a
the
hit on you.
Italian race. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you always have to carb load before a race. I'm begging you. I'm begging you to vote.
Okay.
Who do you prefer as an overall cultural icon, Mario or Rocky? And if you say Rocky, it's fine.
Laura Conley says Rocky.
You can put me
What?
Rocky.
put me and my
Right,
wife
Rocky.
down both. for
Kane
Rocky.
Deason says Sly Stallone is better than Mario.
Boom!
Boom.
Have you met Kane Deason? His voice does not count.
Have you ever? You've
One
never,
person out there is laughing.
And then
so-
somebody loves that comment, so I'd count that as 3 votes.
Yeah.
Okay, well this is
You
rigged.
you
Beth
have
Phoenix
never
says
seen
Rocky.
a Rocky montage?
I've
ever?
seen a montage, but look, as
If
soon
they-
as I realized that Ozzy Osbourne and Sly Stallone sound alike, I stopped
It's
listening.
all
to
coming up Rocky.
Yeah, it's all right. It
Are
has
you
to be
serious?
Rocky.
Debbie
Yes.
Newbern Rocky. Beth Thede.
Told you.
Is there anyone my age watching right now?
Rocky Balboa all the way, man.
No,
Have
their
you-
bedtime was 2 hours ago.
You watch him work out in Rocky 4 in that barn, and you can't tell me Mario can even touch Rocky Balboa,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
Mario
He's
falls.
lifting that thing
right.
full of rocks.
Where's Jay when you need him? Hashtag who would win?
Oh my God!
Rocky
Drew
versus-
Bumpus for the win.
Yeah.
Jay Sandlin. I'm
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Rocky.
Hashtag who would win, Mario
absolutely Rocky.
or Rocky?
Rocky hands down. I'm sorry.
Hey, look at this little short guy. I'm going to step on him.
Hey, Rocky, have fun being on fire.
And their brothers are ringside, you know. Polly and Luigi are getting at each other over there at the
Rocky had a
turnstile.
brother?
No, his
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law. It was his
Okay, all right.
Rocky beat Hulk Hogan and Mr. T.
He
Oh! Yes, and Dolph Lundgren.
Now what?
And he was on the Muppet Show.
And guess what? Mario wasn't manning. Wait, no, hang on, I said that
Mario.
wrong way.
He actually has a real
Hulk
statue
Hogan and
in
Mr.
Philadelphia,
T.
doesn't he?
Mario?
No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, his is
So off
wings.
the rails. Hulk Hogan and Mr. T aren't man enough to get in the ring with Mario.
That's
That's true.
just silly.
I pity the fool who says that.
Oh, all right, moving on. Also, on November 23rd, apparently there's another Robin Hood movie coming out.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't
Yep.
even know it.
We need another Robin Hood.
Why?
I'm just being sarcastic.
What's his name?
Thank you.
Taron Egerton from the
I
Kingsman and Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
I guess it was after the smashing success of the King Arthur movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went
Yeah,
over
we had
well.
that,
All
yeah.
of them go over so
Yeah,
well.
I mean,
it's, I like Robin Hood.
I want to be at that meeting, though.
Yeah, we are way past time.
I want to be at that pitch meeting, though. It's like, no, here I got an idea for you.
Robin Hood.
Stay with me. He robs from the rich. Wait for it.
All right. Well, we've talked enough, and we've still got to talk about Stan after we talk to our guest. But we got to get to our guest first.
Hey.
But we can't get to our guest until we talk about the people who pay for the show.
Okay.
Steak and Stuff.
I'm so hungry already.
Me too.
Stefan is always hungry.
I am always hungry.
Steak and Stuff.
For tips.
God love them. Wait. I'm so lost right now. Steak. I think Michael's going to place an order right now.
Giving Stefan a tip.
He's buying. Oh, I thought you were buying dinner for your fiance. Steak and Stuff, man. You got it. If you are not already a loyal follower of Steak and Stuff, thank you. I forgot about background music.
I do it again.
Back up, start again. Steak and Stuff. Support Steak and Stuff. They support us. We absolutely love them. You can call 256-767-5444 in Florence or 256-381-2117 in the Muscle Shoals area, Muscle Scumbia Field, as someone once called it. You can go pick up the orders on Cloverdale Road or at Stonebrook Village on Cox Boulevard, but why bother? Don't put pants on until you answer the door.
I don't have pants on now.
He really doesn't.
I'm keeping the camera up. Don't worry.
That's when they got engaged. So, Steak and Stuff. What's your go-to for Steak and Stuff?
Man, I like a lot of it, but the cheeseburgers are really good over there.
Every time. That's what I'm saying. They might have the most underrated cheeseburger in
They
town.
probably do.
And it's Amber and Tim's anniversary recently, so tell them happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary,
anniversary,
Tim and Amber
Amber.
Rhodes, the proprietors thereof, Steak and Stuff. They support us, we support them, and you should too. Steak and Stuff, go get you some. Transition. Now, let's welcome our guest for tonight. He is from John Obry for the holidays. Say hello to Michael Henderson. Michael, come on, guys. Have you been able to follow any of this ADD theater that's going on?
No, this is regular conversation. I was able
One of us.
I was able to interject Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, that's
Hey, you win.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a win right
there we
there.
So you helped Rocky.
Yeah.
All right, you do the interview. We are here because we are announcing our final show for 2018. The Wickeds will be back on stage doing our usual improv stuff instead of this, which is clearly so scripted. And we're going to talk about where and when, and we're going to do all that in just a minute. But we want to tell you about the cause first, because it is for a good cause. Mm-hmm. Now, Michael, first of all, John Obry for the Holidays is an offshoot of John Obry for Antigua.
Correct, yeah.
Tell us about John Obry for Antigua.
Okay, so that came about after my brother abruptly passed in August of 2015. Yeah, that's right, 2015. Wow. And so we, my dad announced that instead of flowers and everything, that just wanted money to come in because we were going to do something with charity. We just didn't know what yet. Mm-hmm. And he really wanted to focus on the mission work that they had been working on. And so that's what we had started doing with that was I think it's like every single year now we are doing like a golf tournament that goes the money to that people can go down there and help work on in the church. And I think they're trying to build a school now down there, go spend time with kids and everything like that. But the for the holidays didn't really get named until this year because my wife Kelly and I, we had wanted to do something different where maybe we weren't trying to raise money. It was just kind of trying to keep his memory alive type of thing. And so our first idea was, well, we'll have a kayak float. And, you know, we'll raffle off a kayak. We get some dollars from it. Hey, that'd be cool. Like, we can do something fun with it. And we ended up making maybe like $100 that first one. And then we decided to do, just announce that we were going to do like, you know, toys and food and clothes for local needy people if they wanted to donate and whatnot. And so we got like a few more dollars in, and I think one family donated a whole bunch of groceries for us to take, which was really cool. And so that first year we had like one little cart full of like books and toys and stuff that we were able to get. And then the next year it got bigger and more people donated, and Kel and I were able to buy like a whole bunch of stuff. And then so this year we decided to crank it up a notch, and we expanded the Jobry float into what we call Jobry Fest. And it was like this all day long event where we had a float, and thankfully, the people at Singing River Brewery were more than gracious to host our event, and we had every band that played if they weren't friends of mine, they're friends of mine now. We had Coffee Black and Flux and Redmouth, who I love Redmouth to death. No two shows of Redmouths are ever the same. So if you've seen one, you're not going to see the same one twice. so we made even more money, and then I heard that you guys wanted to work with us and do a comedy show, which is awesome. I mean, I just get overwhelmed every single time that like someone says, "Hey, I want to do that thing," or work with you guys on that. It's been really, really awesome to have so many people like, from the start we had like Pie Factory and Beardo Outdoors for like the first group, and then it's just been like every company possible, and individuals just coming up and saying, "Hey, I want to do something to help out." And
That's awesome.
So this year, we I think we're right around like $2,000 that we've raised, and so I just put it on online today that if maybe you haven't done anything yet and you still want to donate something, I mean, of course, we're always more than willing to take money and spend it for you. But if you have any unpackaged toys or brand new coats, all ages type of thing, then there's also, I did bring a list.
Old Super Mario games?
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm going to have to read it off my post. Because
Unwatched Rocky movies.
There aren't any.
There's
no
really
such
there are.
thing.
There's
I don't
no
know,
such thing
that
as
last
Rocky movies.
Man,
Obviously, there's a sore spot.
So if you wanted to feed a family for the holidays, it's unfortunate, you can get a canned ham, cake mix and icing, canned corn, canned green beans, mac and cheese, and instant potatoes. And
Stefan just left. He is that hungry.
yeah.
and if you guys want to bring it by my office, it's 1522 County Road 323 in Florence, or private message me and I'll be more than happy to come pick it up. But we're doing lots of great things, I feel like, and this is just churning and building and building and building. I'm getting more and more inspired every single day. So.
Well, now let's go ahead and point out you can visit the website to find out a little bit of the history for everything going on. It's John Obrey for Antigua, JOHNOUBRE, the number 4, Antigua, ANTIGUA.org. You can go there and you can. I went and spent some time on the website last week looking around, and your brother, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a hell of a dude, and I really wish I wish we could have met him and had him in on this comedy show. Which let's just go ahead and make the announcement. Friday, December 14th, 7 p.m. at Singing River Brewery. The Wickets are going to be doing our final improv show for the year. We're going to be on stage. We played Singing River earlier this year. Had a unbelievable turnout and experience there. They're renting a sound system for us, or it was donated for the cause. Singing River is going to be helping out with this, and for the next month or so, we're going to be pushing the crap out of this because we want to get a lot of people there.
Yep.
The John Obrey for the holidays, that all stays pretty local.
Oh yeah, that's. I found a local church that kind of they already get a list of people who need stuff and whatnot, so it's almost like a pre-registered thing. Like you have to come in, and then that's why the stuff is unwrapped because the parents can kind of come shopping for their family and whatnot. So that's
tremendous.
That's
Especially, honest to God, Christmas time is coming, and we're already having trouble figuring out where to put all the kids' toys. This is a great time, parents, to clean out the toys and take those that are still in great shape and donate.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But this place only really wants like the ones that are still in the package.
New ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
new
new
toys,
ones.
okay.
But
unpackaged.
there are
Toddler
still
brain.
there's still tons of places that they're willing to accept that sort of thing. I think like Salvation Army and Goodwill are always accepting those type of things.
Absolutely, and stay tuned to the Facebook page on the Wickets. We're going to be making more announcements about the show. Last I heard, we're hoping to get our good buddy Dual Aldridge there to do some stand-up comedy for us that night too. Make it a whole big comedy night to once again have some laughs for a great cause, and this absolutely qualifies for the great cause, man.
Thank you guys.
It's very humbling to go on the website, johnobrey4antigua.org. Go on the website and read about some of the things that have been done in the past, and then consider that we sit here and try to make people giggle while talking about Mario versus Rocky.
Yeah.
It's very humbling to see people out there legitimately affecting change in the world. And if our show on December 14th can help do a little bit of that for the holidays, to get a little bit of that Christmas magic out there, that is 1,000% worth doing. So we're excited. Plus we haven't been on stage in a minute, so we're really excited to get to get to the show and get to have some fun and know that it's going to be for a good reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I totally live by the thing. If everyone does just a little bit, then we can all do a lot.
These shows are always the best ones anyway. The ones we do when we get to do it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, they generally are better shows in most cases because everybody's in. I mean,
because it's not
puts
just
a little
us,
bit more into it.
It's not us just making
Yeah.
Mario and Rocky jokes.
Exactly.
Which I'm not
There's a
going to let
purpose
go.
to it. Yeah. Well, you should let go.
So that's
Mario.
that's a little heavy for absolutely good reason. Are you ready for some silly?
I'm ready for some silliness.
Stefan, Drew, somebody, would you pull up a timer and give me 30 seconds on the clock, please? We have a lightning round.
Okay.
And
Yes, that's me.
That would be Stefan.
I'm on the monitor.
oh, he's back. He already made it to steak and stuff.
I have so many apps on my phone. Hang on, I gotta find my clock. There it is.
All right.
So glad he came in for this.
Drew was
okay.
over there turning his guitar into
many
a
seconds?
sundial.
30. Oh, that's minutes. That's minutes.
That was
30 minutes.
There we
It's
go.
going to be a long lightning round.
We need more words.
I'm not playing
It's
that.
not a lightning round. It's more of a cool breeze round. It's a casual summer day round.
Casual jaunt round.
Speaking of cool breeze, can I say something? Cool looking dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Michael.
Like I'm sitting here looking at it, and like I'm not gonna lie to you. I have ADD brain. I have toddler brain. I'm sitting here going, I bet Michael Hill's like, man, I was the best looking guy.
I was thinking if I wasn't already engaged. with Stefan.
See, that's only because I left Stefan like 10 years. Like we just had
so
a
yeah,
yeah.
Stefan is up.
He
Second.
comes back into my life looking like the guy from the guy in a Buffalo. Like every time I see him, I just want to say, "Guy on the Buffalo." I just want to sing the song. Now it's going to be in your head.
All right, so we got 30 seconds ready on the clock.
You ready?
All you got to do is tell me go. It's a very simple cats or dogs,
Right.
Batman, Superman.
Gotcha.
Just choose whatever comes to mind. Okay.
Yep.
Go.
Selfies or doodles?
Doodles.
Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels?
Woo! Ric Flair.
Automatic or manual?
Manual.
No more internet or no more sweets?
No more internet.
TP over or under?
Under.
Sides or dessert?
Size.
Nintendo or Monopoly?
Nintendo.
Mario or Rocky?
Rocky.
Get off my set. Rabbit season or duck season?
Rabbit season.
Bacon flavored turd or turd flavored bacon?
Bacon flavored turd.
It's still a turd. Cactus or plunger?
Cactus.
I love that.
Wow.
I actually had to think about
Under?
turd flavor.
Under.
VO under.
I don't think you thought that one out.
Veto.
Over.
It's
Toilet
yeah.
paper.
You just
Wife veto, sorry.
Under.
So
there's a reason why.
They've never put it on the wrong way, so there's that.
It's over that way.
We only have one actual toilet paper roll in the house.
That's
So.
right. We do.
Well, you got to stop to make on the way home.
No.
man.
I meant like dispenser roll.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like it's right on the sink.
It's
Yeah.
toilet paper.
We haven't quite figured out how to put it on the thing.
There's no proper ball.
There's no point. Nobody ever puts it back.
No.
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 Nobody ever puts it back, but only one of us gets yelled at about it. Just sorry, I'm married too. Could you tell? So John Obry for the I'm sorry, John Obry for Antigua.org is the website. Facebook, Instagram,
Instagram, all of them. We've got.
What's the handle?
John Obry 4 Antigua kind of covers all of them.
All
right
of it?
now. Yeah.
JOHNOUBRE, the number 4 ANTIGUA. John Obry for Antigua. Friday, December 14th, 7 o'clock at Singing River Brewery. We're going to be there. We're going to have a great time. I have, I'm just going to go ahead and tease this, Drew. We're working on our special project for the holidays.
is there music for this
We've
one?
got a holiday surprise
be.
for everyone. It's going to be very interesting. We're excited about it. We're about to wrap this up on another down note. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you guys.
coming
Thank
in.
you very much.
Thanks
I
a lot,
appreciate
man.
it. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for leaving Stefan for Michael.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Stefan, you want to come in and have a seat? Alex, you want to come in, squeeze in? We don't have enough chairs or anything. Patrick, if you want to come on up. Anybody that wants to. Drew, stick your head in if you'd like.
I don't even know if I can see.
I think just a second ago though you had the Stan Lee moment because I know what you're about to say.
Oh boy.
Because you had the moment as he was talking about the charity and all this stuff, and you felt like, oh, I'm just an entertainer. That's not as... I saw the same exact thing in a quote by Stan Lee today, and he's talking about, oh, I feel like, this person, is a doctor and he does this, and this person is... And I'm just, I just entertain people. But he then found the value in being the person that gave entertainment to other people.
I've got the actual quote in
Oh,
here
he
somewhere.
got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just...
No. Chicago Tribune, April 2014, Stan Lee said, I used to think what I did was not very important. People are building bridges and engaging in medical research, and here I was doing stories about fictional people who do extraordinary, crazy things and wear costumes, but I suppose I've come to realize that entertainment is not easily dismissed.
So you just channeled Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Well,
he was here with you for a second.
and there's a reason, because I've been thinking about it since about 2 o'clock when the news broke today. We are all nerds, and every one of us loves Stan Lee and the world that he helped create. There are some people out there. It's the old wrestling quote: "For those who get it, no explanation is needed. For those who don't get it, no explanation will do." If this is not your cup of tea, tune out. We're going to talk Stan for a couple of minutes. I don't think any of us ever met Stan Lee. We never had a cup of coffee with Stan Lee. We never shook hands with Stan Lee. And every one of us has thought about at least 20% Stan Lee since the news broke of his passing today at age 95. Stan did a lot of things. We talked about Veterans Day. Stan was in, I forget which branch. It's in my notes, but I'm freeballing. He was in, I think it was the Army, and he was one of the, I want to say 3 or 4 Army playwrights. They didn't call it playwright. They called it entertainer or something. He was in the Army providing entertainment along with a guy named Theodore Geisel.
Oh, okay, cool.
Stan Lee and Dr. Seuss are more than contemporaries. They literally served together. So, man, I don't know. Somebody talk, because I don't know how to address it. All I know is I'm bummed out.
We got to get Stefan.
I think to sum everything up, as far as like, you said the thing about like, for those who get it, no explanation is needed. For those who won't, no explanation will do.
That's right.
You spend a lot of time in moments like this battling with people who don't understand how you can grieve someone you've never met.
Sure.
In 2016, I believe, don't quote me on this internet, but I believe it was shortly after the death of Prince, when everybody was, just falling all over themselves with grief. Someone perfectly encapsulated what this feels like. And that quote from @ElusiveJ on Twitter from January 11th, 2016, thinking about how we mourn artists we've never met. We don't cry because we knew them. We cry because they helped us know ourselves. And the fact of the matter is, for the way I put it earlier today on Facebook, for the weird kid, the kid that didn't play sports either because I wasn't good enough to play sports, or the team didn't want me on it, or I wasn't interested, and I had no place to go, I went into Stan's world, the world that he had created more than a decade before I was even born. So there was this whole world laid out for me and all these characters. My favorite was always Spider-Man. Now, none of us ever met Stan. My son is 16, and he is just as broken over the loss of Stan Lee as I am. After this, I'm going to go home, and me and him are going to commiserate and watch a couple Marvel movies. But a couple of years ago, his mother, during one of her trips to Dragon Con in Atlanta, he was too young to go on that trip, and we're not together anymore, so I didn't go on that trip because that'd be weird. She did meet Stan.
Co-parenting
Was
goes
that
so
pre
far.
or
Right.
is that pre or post Michael
I don't know.
Anderson?
I don't. Oh, that was. Oh, you know what? We don't talk about that. But she did meet Stan, and she brought my son back what is the jewel of his collection, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 688. There's nothing really special about this particular issue, except that on this one that I'm holding, Stan Lee autographed it for my son. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's to share something that meant so much to me at his age with him now. It means more to me than anything any opinion anybody could possibly have about why. So, thank you, Stan, for meaning something to me and meaning something to my son. Thank you, Stan, and you will be missed. Excelsior.
Ashley texted me today, my middle daughter, and was messed up about it.
How old is she?
She is 17.
Yeah.
Because she's grown up with me in the house, or around. She kind of gets it naturally.
Yeah.
So this kind of stuff messes with them too.
Well, yeah. What's your first kid's name?
You mean
Logan? Logan.
who is she named for?
She's named after a little-known character in the Marvel universe.
From Little House on the Prairie. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, that
Never
was
heard of it.
Little-known character from the Marvel universe called Wolverine.
Patrick, words, thoughts?
Yeah, but my 17-year-old son was pretty touched by it too, and we were having a discussion about it. I told him and my daughter today that before my generation was before the internet and before video games. Comic books were my internet.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
That's what a big impact of that.
Yeah.
I like the Saturday morning cartoons, and he's the narrator. For
Yes!
It's like you knew the voice before
yeah.
True
Believers!
and like Stan's soapbox and all the Marvel letter calls, at the
Yeah.
back of the issues and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I've got so many of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I actually, a couple of months ago, I filmed something that hasn't been released yet, a commentary for a wrestling show. And I kept looking for new ways to say welcome back fans and all that kind of stuff. I totally called them true believers a few times too. We're all nerds, and honest to God, this entire nerd geek culture that's come about or come to the forefront over the last decade or so, I really don't think would be there without Stan's contributions. If he's not, what's the one brick you remove it all falls down? The cornerstone.
Yeah.
The Keystone. Yeah.
Keystone. If he's not the Keystone, I don't know who is. So, very much Stan Lee and his family. If there is a silver lining, and I know I'm pulling at threads a little bit here, but I know Stan was 95. By all means, has contributed more than anybody has a reason to in this world.
Probably didn't hurt for money.
Well,
No.
but he's had so much crap go on since his wife passed away. About a year and a half ago, Joni, his wife of 69 years, passed away. And before and after that, I always listened to Stan and how he talked about his wife. And you guys know I'm borderline obsessed with my wife too. That's something I can relate to.
I think she's pretty close to getting her restraining order.
It's weird.
I heard that.
It's kind of weird.
She didn't fight when I said I'm going early tonight. So that part, my heart's happy for them. They're reunited now. But Stan Lee was absolutely going to be missed. And if you're still watching and you really don't have a clue what the heck we're talking about, get your butt down to Blank Coffee Comics and Records and just ask them.
Will teach.
Yes, Patrick will teach you. And
Not
this
that
well, I mean,
No,
you
not that,
could.
Patrick. No.
I won't teach you anything.
He'll teach you piano.
I'll unlearn you.
Yeah.
You can, all you have to do is just
Man Logan.
browse these shelves, and you will find Stan Lee's fingerprint all over the place. And
Yeah, they really should dust.
hey, if Stan Lee came in my shop, I'd never dust again. I'll tell you that right now. I closed. The day's not gonna. The career's not gonna get any better. Our hearts are heavy, but God bless him. Him and Joni are reunited. Best of everything to his family. I know there are millions of people as distraught as we are, and a small lucky few who really knew and loved the man that are so much more so. Stan, I don't know. Enough said.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Monday Night Live episode 4. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Stan's got the camera.